when you think of Dwayne Wade, what do you think of?
Obviously a Hall of Famer, champion. Guy that's pretty much done it all, and it's crazy. He said he wasn't that very tall. He's a smaller, explosive guard, and he's been doing it for many years. And even now, I feel he still has some years left, but he's calling it quits when he wants to call it quits. Not everybody has that opportunity to, but so when you're great, you can kind of do whatever you want. But he said you still have to respect him. Last time he came in this building, he gave us I think it was a 30, 35 point show. So hopefully we can limit that. Um, we want to continue to get better, win games, and continue to keep where we stand. Hopefully home court for most of the playoffs would be great.
Well, you would have had some epic battles with Dwayne in the NBA Finals, and
Yeah.
can you give us one example of?
I just remember how I said one game. I mean, he's still very explosive, but one game he'd be a little limping and looking a little old. You're like, oh, we got him. And the next game he'd come out and just be old Flash and be doing Euro step dunking on people. What the hell happened? What did he eat today from the? But he's a very special player and an even better person, as you can see the things that he's done off the court with his family and the things he does on social media. He's interacting, he's enjoying himself in his last year, and you see that come from a lot of different guys. But I'm happy for him that he's going out on his own terms, and hopefully it's not his last time playing in Toronto. It might be playoffs. Hopefully they get a playoff seed for him.
Yeah, a lot of players don't get to write their own departure.
They don't. But so when you're a special player, you get to. Said hopefully it's not his last game for the season. Hopefully in the playoffs, and you can finish off his career in a playoff little matchup.
He was telling ESPN, whether jokingly or not, that he's going to need some therapy after this year. And you've been around guys, friends with guys, played with guys that have retired over the last few years. How tough is it for a player to make that transition?
Oh, it's not easy. But for him, it'll probably be very easy. He's smart, high IQ guy. Been around the game. He probably can get whatever job he wants, whether it's in the media, coaching. Somebody's going to give that guy because he's been winning so much, he's so successful. But it's hard for a lot of guys to transition from playing and not traveling as much and being out of the house so much. It's hard to, I guess, adapt and adjust to being at home a lot or doing something different or figuring out what you want to do. But I'm sure he has some things in the works and has it figured out where he'll smoothly transition to something pretty good after.
And Nick has been telling us all year that he didn't want to rest you, but he wanted to rest you. If you look at your minutes the last, 15 or 18 games down. Is that intentional? How do you feel going in?
I don't know. You have to ask Nick. We haven't spoken about it. I think it's probably due to poor play from my position. If I think about it. No, just going with the groups that are working. Everybody's playing pretty well. Obviously, he's want to rest some guys, cut down some minutes. But I think it's more so certain groups are rolling. He keeps them in, keeps them going, and trying to get other guys a rhythm. OG has been out for a little while, but instead that we haven't spoken. I'm the player. The coaches figure it out. You talk to the coaches and ask them strategically what their plan is. I can only assume. I assume that he's trying to rest guys, and me as well. So me and Pascal probably played more games than most guys, so I'm not complaining about it. I just go out there and do my job and try to stay in rhythm, try to continue to work hard and help us win games.
Yeah, he told us he'd like to. A couple of weeks ago, he was trying to cut you down to like 20, 24, 25 minutes, just so you're fresh going into the playoffs. Because it's another long year for you.
It makes sense. I said I trust whatever it is that they have in mind, whatever they're doing. Their process, the whole process of everything. So, you got to understand what it is that they're looking to do and what they're trying to achieve going into the playoffs. And obviously, they want to continue to keep guys in rhythm and keep them, feeling good. So I think that's the reason why we're still, instead of completely sitting guys out, giving them some minutes here and there. But I think it's good to see some of the second group unit guys or the younger guys get some more minutes and get a feel for these last couple of games.
Is there a buzz building, Danny, now a week away from the playoffs, knowing you guys are going to finish where you are, not looking past the last team, but is there a feeling around that?
I think guys are getting a little antsy. I think most teams are figuring out who it is we're going to play, who's end up in the first round matchup, and kind of just getting the regular season over with. We have that luxury when you clinch a playoff position. It's easy to just not really worry about it too much. We got 4 or 5 teams fighting for that 7-8 spot, trying to get in the playoffs. So we're lucky enough and put ourselves in a pretty good position to be able to just relax and not worry about it too much, and just focus on what we need to do to get better for the playoffs.
You going to push for that jersey swap tomorrow?
If he wants to, it'd be awesome. So I've been a D-Wade fan since he was a rookie. I always, thought him and Bron neck and neck. I thought he had a very good shot at getting Rookie of the Year that year. And so we had some great battles, some really good, some bad memories for me, and some good ones. But if he extends the offer, and I'll gladly take it. But if not, I'm not going to ask for it. So
Do you think he's underrated at some level?
for sure,
Yeah.
I think at a couple of times in his career he was not say overlooked, but
Yeah.
he definitely could have been MVP player. At least once in his career. He could have been Rookie of the Year. And he could have been a max player in that organization. He's always been the guy to take the cut, and but they brought him in, they took care of him, they respected him, and I said there's been a lot of times where he kind of was the guy that was looked at.
The other guy.
Yeah, the other guy.
Tally of his career. Watching him
Well,
play.
the first thing, and I told him this the last time we played him, was I asked him what he was retiring for. He was playing. I thought he was playing very well. All the games I'd watched leading into our last game with him, but he is retiring, and obviously, I don't know. I think just his emergence coming out of Marquette originally, I think was a big. I don't know, he did it quick and a little bit surprising maybe that he was that good that early, and then obviously the championships and I don't know, he's just been a really fun kind of personality, good character, plays with a smile on his face, a lot of things that are you could say a lot of really neat things about him.
Do you think he gets sort of, I don't know if overlooked is the right word, or lightly regarded, given the era that he played in and who he had to play against with his talent?
Yeah, maybe, Doug. I think he had kind of a really bright light on him there for a couple of years, and maybe it probably should have stayed brighter for a few more. Maybe it would be a way of looking at it. But he's obviously been a good player, kind of the era of the wing player. He was one of a lot of good ones in that era.
Do you think it makes it tougher? I mean, like he's going out on his own terms. He could, like you said, he could still play a few more years,
Yeah.
rather than, obviously, fortunately, it's not an injury or anything else
Yeah.
that's forcing him to retire. Do you think that makes it tougher or easier to walk away?
I have no idea, right, how that would feel, but my opinion on what I would see is I think it would make it harder. I think that when you're out there playing and you're still doing some damage, and when you're scoring and he appears to be having fun still playing and all those kind of things, but I guess you never know, like, the toll it's taken behind the scenes, or what the summers are like, or training camp feels like anymore as a number of years tick by. But to me, it would be harder, I think, knowing at this time a year from now or 6 months from now, when you're flipping on the TV and you're like, I could still be out there, and it's true. It's not like like me saying it. I feel like I could still be out there, but it'd be true for him. So it might be. I don't know. That's just my opinion, I guess.
You got Danny's minutes. You talked about getting Danny's minutes a little bit down, more under control, and you have the last. Is that he suggested it might be because other guys are playing better just a minute ago, but are you sort of resting him without resting him?
Well, yeah, I'm trying to manage that a little bit, Doug, and also, I mean, he really wants to play. There's like no part of him that wants to like say, hey, give me a few games off, or just completely off. So he wants to play. So then that puts it kind of back on me to manage it a little bit more, which is fine. And I've tried to do it, and there's been some games where I've just felt like the Fred Kyle combo is the way to go, or whatever it ended up being. We had a good run the other night with Fred Kyle Danny a few games ago too. So I think you'll see any one of 7 guys out there late in the game, and it's just going to matter on that. But yeah, we're trying to get Danny. He's logged a lot of minutes, played a lot of games, and we're trying to take good care of him here leading into the playoffs.
Do you think about putting him back in with 3 seconds to go last night?
I did. I thought about a lot of things, and I don't know if any of them were any good. But that was one of them.
But yeah, I saw that post game. You talked about having different plays called, and you might have changed your mind or whatever. But he's the kind of guy who can make that 3-pointer with 3 seconds to go in a 2-point game.
He is. I thought we obviously have some play calls for him in those situations. You've seen him this year, and I thought about going to him, and it just was even the couple possessions before defensively. I wanted to go small so we could switch everything, and I didn't do it until the very last one. I just thought he'd been out so long, and I guess that kind of played into it at the offensive end too.
What are you seeing from Serge lately? It seems like he's really settled into
Yep.
to that role coming off the bench.
Yeah, he's been great. He just you know, I think just overall, Josh, he's just had a really good year,
Yeah.
right? He's improved at some of the things that he needed to and that our team needed him to, and most of those have to do with just playing bigger, right? His number of baskets around the basket is way up, and just now he's gotten more comfortable with his role coming off the bench. I think the only other times he didn't play that well this year, or the only times he hasn't played that well this year, is when he did come off the bench, and more of that was probably of his mindset rather than his skill level or his, you know, just, and now he's adjusted that for. I mean, I think he sees he can still get everything he wants to get done, no matter if he's starting or not.
When you guys are locked into this 2 seed, do you find that guys would rather sit a whole game or play a reduced minute?
Yeah, you know what? It's been good. Our guys haven't. there's been nobody come to me and say anything, you know, at all as far as sitting out or reducing minutes. Not one guy. And again, most of the guys, I think other than Pascal and Danny, but most of the guys had real long stretches of being out early in the year. So I think, again, I've referenced that a number of times throughout here. I said we've had a rough injury run, but maybe it'll be a blessing, and it feels a little bit like a blessing now because I think I don't know, I just don't see any real tiredness in anybody's eyes or bodies or anything.
Nick, what'd you make of OJ yesterday? He able to come down?
Yeah, he was okay. It's good to get him back, right? We need to get him some extended minutes in the next two or three games. Again, he had some rust built up, so we're gonna have to get that rust knocked off here in the last 2 games.
Back to Serge for one moment.
Yep.
Is calling him a center better in his mind, do you think?
I don't know.
Whether he is.
I don't know, and if it is, it sure is a flip from.
Yeah.
It is a flip from recent years,
Yeah.
right? I don't know, but I hear some of the stuff in the background saying, hey, you know, because I played him at 4 quite a bit lately, and I hear a few guys saying, hey, Serge, you like being the 4? And he's, you know, I'm not quite sure how he's answering it, but it seems like it's supposed to be a joke or something. So I don't know. I'm not following which one he wants to be or which one he's supposed to be.
But the role is pretty much the same, whether you call him the 4 or the 5. With him,
Yeah.
Go to the basket, be big, rebound the ball.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Do players care now these days?
Seems like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Still, they just, you know, give them another thing to care about, Doug.
Well, that's
What position they play.
Too, yeah.
Yeah. All right.